Hello everyone, this is Rosemary. Haven't been on making YouTube videos in quite some time. 2020 finally caught up with me. And so as we begin this new year, I'm decided to try making videos again. So I began with Valentines. I visited my local craft store, my Michael's, Joann's, and Hobby Lobby, and just didn't find much fun in their Valentine's section this year. The only thing I purchased was this paper from Hobby Lobby every year. And I usually wait until it's on sale, and I picked up a couple of stickers. I went to my 99-cent store, which, to be quite honest, had more than the other craft stores. So I I was in the mood to just do some collaging. And I have some images. I went on Pinterest, and every Valentine's I kind of just always gravitate to these, and this is what I have here, and which I will show you in a little bit. And so I made these collaged hearts, and they're made from dictionary book pages, and there they go again. My signature is my dog's must bark. I glued 2-3 pages of dictionary pages together, and then I built the collage on top of that. So this is one right here, and I think she is so cute. There is a little tuck right here in the collage where you can put a little message behind this. So this could stand alone like this, but there is that. Then I made this one. This is my second favorite image there, and I had some stamps, a big bag of stamps, and there is a little tuck pocket back here. So instead of envelope, I have this heart, and again, you will see that it has a book page base. And you can see both of them. I just put some lace around it, and I just glued it. It was basically straight lace, and then I gathered it. So there is a tuck spot for more little messages there. And you can see the collage with the stamp, music paper, a little flower, and just the bits and pieces. This one is in progress, and it's only halfway with lace because I'm going to be using this in this tutorial to show you how I put the lace on. And so it also has a pocket. And like I said, all these images came from Pinterest, and I just like them. Every year I look them up. And here is another one. This one doesn't have the lace, so they're in 3 stages of completion. And this is, again, a tiny little envelope made from a heart, which I will show. You can find it, but I will show it in a later video. And there is a little tuck for this. So this one is halfway done. And then I decided to try some smaller ones. And again, they're almost done. They just need a little bit. I kind of decided what I'm going to do with these small ones. So how do you begin with this? Well, here's my book, dictionary book. And what I do is I usually glue 2 or 3 pages together. This one is 2. This is 3 pages. Hearts. These are my patterns. This is a heart. And I like bright pink colors because that way I don't lose my patterns in this sea of white paper. This is a heart that I traced from a Michael's heart that I bought last year or a couple years ago. And so it's your traditional heart. And that's what you're seeing here. All I did was trace it onto the glued dictionary pages. Then I decided, well, these are the ones I started with, and you can see all I did was fold the paper in half. It was just some paper I had, and then I cut it because I wanted a more angular, kind of a modern looking heart, and you know, this is what these are based on. instead of the rounder, fuller one. And then I said, oh, let's try a smaller one. And this is one. So you need to cut your heart patterns. And you can see all I do is cut, and since it's just scrap paper, you know, you cut until you find what makes you happy. Now, what I then do, once this is cut like this, I cut it out, obviously. Then I will, let me see, where is my, I will sometimes glue some white paper. This becomes more of a pattern because it's stiffer. This one, it's a little bit crinkly, but I know I have a solution for this. So I have, I will do that on these hearts. This one already has the white paper. Just as you add more layers of paper, it's going to become stiffer. Right now, there's a certain flexibility to this. So that's how I get my hearts. They're built on book pages. Why? Because I do like the texture. You see a little bit of texture of the page through it. It's not that you can really see the book page, but there adds a little bit of interest to it. As you can see, most of the page will be covered up, but you can still kind of see this. So that's why I'm building on top of these dictionary pages. So one of the things I'm going to do with this, and that's what I did right here, was I just covered it with a music page. And that's what I'm going to do with this one here. If you notice it, it's kind of crinkly. So what I'm going to do is just simply get my glue and put some glue around it, get my music page, and just kind of put it down. All I want, because I know pretty much it's going to be covered. I'm not really too worried about it, so I'm going to let that one dry, because you know that will smooth out that crinkly edge that you saw that some people do not like. Now, I have some other hearts here that I am going to cover with lace. Now, this lace came from a dress. People give me stuff. That's how they clean their houses. They give me stuff. And so this is how I'm going to show you. This one, let me see. I do not cover, in general, the whole heart in lace. It's kind of like an accent piece to me. And so this one is just going to have this piece right here. It's going to be covered. Just the side of this heart. This heart is going to just have the top. I hope I'm staying. I haven't done a tutorial, so I'm trying to keep a certain time limit. So there's going to be probably 2 parts at least. And I am just gluing the lace over the top. And I don't want that little seam, so I'm going to pull a little bit of this up so that you don't get that little. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And here I have another heart, and this one I'm going to put lace on the bottom, because basically we're collaging. And if you're wondering where I got my lace, it's a dress, as I mentioned before. So sometimes you find them, go to your thrift stores. I'm basically a junk journaler, so I love to go to thrift stores. And then, like I said, people know you do junk journals, and they start say, you want these? And because I do not have great self-control, I say, sure, I'll take it. Now, this is the music paper, and now because I have a pattern, I'm going to just cut it. So you can see how the background is getting built, and if you can cover, if you have a lot of music paper, then use your music paper. It does not matter. But the heart is still there. So I can go back and say, oh, okay, let me go and trim a little bit more because the pattern is there. You see, the notebook paper is providing me with a pattern, and I can keep fine-tuning it. So as you turn it over, there you see the music. Now what I'm going to do with this one, because it needs a layer of something, I'm going to glue a piece of doily. But it's not going to cover it all the way. It's only going to cover it partially. And you notice I'm just gluing along the outlines of this. It is because it's going to become a tuck spot. And I'm just going to glue it. Oops. It's because I've already cut some of it. That's what happened there. Just going to glue it like this. So you can see part of it is covered and part is not. Now I'm going to come back to this when it's had a little chance to dry. So let me go, but it's going to have a little pocket there. And this is where you can tuck in your your little cards. So here we go. I don't know if these are my better scissors. I had my good scissors here, but let's see if these are my good scissors to cut fabric. Now, here you see, there's the pattern, and I'm going to cut around it. Not my good scissors, I can tell. So, I just bought some new scissors, brought them to the table, but who knows where they are on this table. So let's hope these are a little bit better so that I can do some cutting. And all I want is, at this point, rough cut just to get rid of it. And you're saying, man, those aren't your good scissors either, huh? And I said, no, they're not. But I will get my job done here. And so there you're seeing it, a little bit of edging, but we will get through that one. So this is one heart. This one right here, let's see, and don't throw away these little bits and pieces of lace, because they're going to be maybe used in another cluster. So just hold on to them, find a little bag. I know I'm the queen of little bags, but you never know. These little pieces, as you can see, once you start trimming, you can already see the beginnings of these. And I, of course, turn them over. That's how you can best see the pattern. And because this one is pretty close, in part 2 you will see these nicely trimmed because think you have everything at your table, but you don't. And then we go to this one right here. This is the one we've been working on with. This one has the layer of the music paper. It now has a doily. Nothing like good old paper to cut. I love. So, you see the doily right there. Now, if I want to, I can add, let's add a little bit of doily down here. So, again, because it might be a pocket or a tuck, at least a tuck, I'm just adding it to the outline. And so this one just has it right there. Hopefully staying in in camera view, and so I now have 4 hearts in progress. This is their bases. Now, I get to decide, what do I want to do? One of the things that I'm going to decide is, and this I got kind of after the fact, is the lace. I put this lace on afterwards, and I'm going to say, here are the good scissors, of course. Here are the good scissors, and you will see that I can trim my lace much nicer, and you can see this. Now, I did the collaging first, and then I said, oh, wouldn't it be really pretty to put some lace? And then I said, oh, I should have done that before I did the collage. So this is what I would advise everyone to do. Now, I did my own gathering on this lace. So I just put on my base stitch. And so I'm going to show you, this is a good time to add lace, and it will make a big difference. And you add it in 2 pieces, okay? So you're going to get, and you know, I would say just to, if you are an impatient person, it goes really fast, but you have to just kind of relax a little bit. So here we go. I glue it to the back. You see it right here. And I guess I would say, because lace is going to go on there, any kind of trimming you want to do it now. Because, and if you have a little bit, I don't think it makes that much difference, personally, but it will, some people it does and some people it doesn't. So, because you're going to be applying the lace to the back. Okay, so you notice how I just am going to put right there. And I start at the center. I found that was easier. And because I have a basting stitch, that's kind of my, I don't know, my guide. And you see, I just did this. Then I turned it around and I said, are you happy with that? Yes, I am. Now, you see there's a little bit of brown stitching. That is my clue. Bring it down a little bit or live with it. Those are your 2 choices. So, let's go. You notice all I did was put this little bit. And like I said, my favorite glue, I know there's a lot of different kinds of glue out there, but I am just used to working with tacky glue. I can tell you how it works. It works for me. I use a lot of glue, and at this point, I'm okay with it. So, also, if your hands get sticky, get out your little wipes, because there's a possibility it might stick to your fingers. And again, turn it around. We've now just gone over the curves. We're almost home free, so to speak, because you now have just a straight line to contend with. And you just see up to there. So each side is like 3 little separate, I hate to say steps, because it's basically one piece of lace, right? And then you turn it around, and there you go. You see it. Now, I cut it, and there it goes. Doesn't that look pretty? Now, here's a little bit of Not the end of the world, just put it down there. And again, how much lace you're going to use depends on the heart you cut. Okay, it depends. These hearts that I have here, I don't know. They're under 4 by 6, but they're not 5 by 4. So some of them, it just is going to depend, and what you want to do, what your size is. It's always easier to work with big sizes, but far easier to decorate small size. So it just depends on your skill level, what you want to achieve. And there you see, I did the first step right there. The first one is probably the trickiest one, and that's why I just do a small little amount right there. And then yeah, you notice I'm kind of undoing it because when you do your own gathering, you don't want it to be very stiff. You notice how I moved on. Well, I've been practicing already, so I've gotten kind of used to seeing how this works. But I would really do it like I did the first time. Do it in 3 little sections of gluing. And then you can kind of do any kind of adjustments. Don't do, it's very forgiving, and it's not going to be as noticeable as you think. So you just kind of, okay, maybe I'll do a little pulling, just a slight, but overall, I'm happy. Now, this is some lace my friend Janie gave me, and I kind of like that little dusty, it's like a dusty color, brown, pink, and I thought it would be nice and neutral. Now, you can see, look at what a difference that makes. It's now looking pretty nice. Now you're saying, ooh, look at that margin line. Don't worry about that because it is going to be covered. Now, here is another one, and this is really nice because it has a tuck space. This is how you make the little pockets, and this is where you're going to build your collage. This is how you get this little pocket right here. This is a doily, and you're going to build a collage on top of it, which is going to strengthen the doily. You don't always have to have it because this one is more of a belly band almost, kind of more of a belly band. And my little heart here, heart envelope, is right there. So you'll be able to put 2 messages in there. You can use bigger envelopes. So anyway, that is what the charm of these are, that you are going to be able to, the doily. Now, you're saying to yourself, well, what about, you see, here's this one. All of them don't have to have the doily. This one, it could be the printable is going to create the pocket for this one. So let's talk printables. So as you can see, now that I've shown you how to put lace in, and like I said, it will open up there. You've seen how I put lace. I don't know, I might try to stitch around it to add some definition. I might just get out a little fine point ink pen to give the lines, because sometimes my stitching isn't what I call, especially the curves. The curves are the tricky part for this. So it's going to be your decision what you want to do with this. So let me show you my collection of printables. And like I said, you can do small ones. And so also I will show you the papers I used from this pad that I guess is still available at Hobby Lobby's. It's the only kind of, I saw Valentine. Okay, here's one page, and you can see I've cut out. You can do a little bit of fussy cutting right around here. This has a few sentiments right here. Let's see, here's True Love, Be Mine, So Sweet, Oh Sweet Valentine, and this pink one has one. And then this paper has all these words that you can cut into rectangles. So that's part of it, and I will show you how I use these. So you see these little pieces right here? Really small, right? So if I want to, I would, let's say, let me see, maybe I might have to cut something a little bit bigger. This might be down here. See right there? I don't know what I'm going to put, but this little piece might just go right there. So let me see what I will do with the rest of this page right here. Let me get something a little bit bigger. This is, and usually when I do this, I go from the edges because I like the straight edges. And it's not to say that you want to see me fussy cut, but, and you notice I'm not really fussy cutting, and I didn't bring my distress ink out because you either have distress ink and you know what to do with it, or you don't, and you don't really need to use it. It's up to you. By the way, I will show you a way. It's the old-fashioned way. You just get a marker and or something and go around the edges. It's okay. I've seen a lot of people doing that lately. So I have this piece right here, right? Now, I can put that right here. Wouldn't that look pretty? That looks pretty, doesn't it? I can put this right up here, which I think it's going to go. I have no clue what the rest of it is going to be like, but I am going to, and I didn't cut a bunch of pieces because it's going to depend on what you are going to do. So go into your stash, look for flowers. It doesn't have to be, because look for some paper. Everybody has a stash. And if you don't have a stash, one of my videos is going to be go to the 99-cent store, and I'm going to show you how you can find flowered cards. Because I love to use cards. And so you're starting to see the beginnings of this. Now, somewhere along the line, I'm going to have this sentiment. But let me show you what I found on Pinterest. Now, I'm not a big printer, so I love this little cute Victorian look. I like this one. I don't know if I'll use it. It probably would go in as a message. I love these little kids. I don't know if it'd go in as a heart. These are my two favorite girls. They're Valentines. And so you need to search. Here's this little girl. Isn't she kind of cute? So I haven't played with her, adding her to my list. You could have birds. You could put a Valentine side of Valentine. I haven't played with that one. Here's another one, or did I show it to you? This girl is one of my favorites. She is a fave. The only problem I have right now is she's a little bit big. I might have to go back and reduce her, make her a little bit smaller in this, because I just think she is adorable. I just have to shrink her to the size. You see how much bigger she is? Well, she's just a little bit bigger, but she needs to be shrunk. And these girls are as big as I want to go, as you can see right there. So at this point, this is going to be part one, building the base to your collage hearts. Go to your stash. Look at what you have. Cut your Valentine shape, whether it's a traditional round like this, whether it's more oblong like this, if you want it big or you want it small. Cut your hearts out. Layer your paper. Look and see what kind of lace. It doesn't have to be lace. You might use your doilies. You might use music paper. But this is going to be a fun way of making some extra special Valentine cards. So hold on to part 2, where I will go and actually talk about making the collage on this. As you get ready to build your collage, I've learned how to make collages because I once saw this video and they basically said you needed 5 elements. And I said, okay, that's something I can use. So she's 1, the stamp is 2, the little envelope is 3, a little flower lace is 4, this is 5, and there's some lace underneath it. So that's how the collages get interesting. This is a very fun and nice collage. Okay, let's look at this girl. Okay, we have the lace, that's 1, she's 2, the stamp is 3. You notice this is a doily underneath with some music pages, 4 and 5. This is just some edging, an edging punch, and I put this little flower. All of this came from my stash. For these, especially for these 2, everything came just from stuff I had floating around or whatever. So as you get ready for part 2, which is your collage, go and look, see what you have. You might have, and like I said, go look, do you have some paper that has a lot of flowers? Do you have some a printable that really you like? Do you have a heart shape? Look for something that you might use. Don't despair if you don't, because I went to the 99-cent store and I'm going to show you what you can use. I went and I bought 3 things that I am going to show you in the next video, besides just using Pinterest images. Like I said, this boy is just halfway done. I just have to put the rest of the lace around here. This little Cupid, I don't know what happened to what I'm going to put in his little pocket, but he also has a little pocket. Look for your little gemstones, buttons, and that's what I think I'm going to be adding, are some little buttons. Here's again my little printable. I could add something right there. Up here by the lace, I might add even the little pink. See right there? Don't be surprised if he has some more flowers added on. I really like that because doesn't that look nice? So go and do some fussy cutting. Get your a little stash ready for your second part 2, the collaging. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.